Moll Flanders is one of the earliest social novels to have been written in English, being published in 1722 when Daniel Defoe was aged 62. The book draws deeply on Defoe's experience as a journalist and his keen observation of the local topography and social conditions pertaining to the London of his day. Daniel Defoe was born in London in 1660, the son of a butcher, James Foe, of Flemish stock. He changed his surname to Defoe around 1695. 2 years after his birth, his family left the Church of England as a result of the Act of Uniformity and became Presbyterian dissenters. Initially planning to enter the Presbyterian ministry, he attended Morton's Academic for Dissenters at Newington Green. But by the time of his marriage to Mary Tuffley in 1684, he was established as a hosiery merchant in Cornhill, London. It was a wise marriage, as his wife brought him a sizable dowry and remained devoted to him throughout his many subsequent adversities. He was very fond of travel and journeyed extensively about continental Europe. In 1685, he took part in Monmouth's rebellion, and in 1688 joined the side of William III, Dutch William, whom he later defended in his hugely popular satirical poem, The True-Born Englishman, 1701. In 1692, he was declared bankrupt for £17,000, a very substantial sum in those days. His authorship of a stream of political pamphlets landed him with fines, the indignity of being put in the pillory, and imprisonment. But he was saved and pardoned by the Tory statesman and bibliophile Robert Harley, who, with Godolphin and Defoe as a secret agent and pamphleteer, used Defoe as a secret agent and pamphleteer. He was imprisoned again in 1730 for a mixture of debts and his continuing output of political polemics. In 1715, he was convicted of libeling Lord Annesley by falsely accusing him of being a Jacobite, but was rescued by the Whig Secretary of State, Townsend. From this time, he settled down to the prodigious literary output which included Robinson Crusoe, Memoirs of a Cavalier, Captain Singleton, Moll Flanders, Colonel Jack, Roxana, and a Journal of the Plague Year. In all, his authorship extended to 560 books, journals, and pamphlets which composed biography, crime, history, and social science. He died in 1731 of a lethargy at his lodgings in Ropemaker's Alley, Moorfields, London, and is buried in what is now Bunhill Fields. Probably he had a heart attack. That is what Wikipedia says. He left a legacy of a truly enormous contribution to the development of English fictional writing and a deserved reputation as a great reporter. J.R. Moore, Daniel Defoe, Citizen of the Modern World. J. Sutherland, Defoe, Biography. And this is the first one. J.R. Moore, Daniel Defoe, Citizen of the Modern World is written in 1958. J. Sutherland, Defoe, Biography, 1937. J. Sutherland, Daniel Defoe, Critical Study, 1971. E. Zimmerman, Defoe and the Novel, 1975, the year of my birth. And now I'll just very quickly read just a few lines from the novel. My true name is so well known in the records or registers at Newgate and in the Old Bailey, and there are some things of such consequence still depending there, relating to my particular conduct, that it is not to be expected I should set my name or the account of my family to this work. Perhaps after my death it may be better known. At present it would not be proper No, not though a general pardon should be issued, even without exceptions and reserve of persons or crimes. It is enough to tell you that some of my worst comrades, who are out of the way of doing me harm, having gone out of the world by the steps and the string as I often expected to go, knew me by the name of Moll Flanders. So you may give me leave to speak of myself under that name till I dare own who I have been as well as who I am. I've been told that in one of our neighbor nations, whether it be France or where else, I know not, they have on order from the king that when any criminal is condemned either to die or to the galleys or to be transported, if they leave any children, as such are generally unprovided for by the poverty or forfeiture of their parents, so they are immediately taken into the care of the government and put into hospital. Here begins her story, and then she'll talk about how the neighbors took care of her, etc. And what an amazing novel. But what a romantic view of the first world. But then, not a romantic view, because then she's yeah, to an extent, yes, a romantic view maybe. Given that I was, deported from States for doing nothing. That's my novel. Thank you for listening.